Anybody? Okay, power of the team. We have what is happening first 2 weeks of April.
Business page and value prop.
A rubric, how that test will actually be good to go. If you don't pass those things, get way more listings this year. Who has a goal this year to get more listings? Fantastic.
How it was built, what the mindset behind it was, and I thought something I'm passionate about, and I was going to turn it into something I can want to do something.
I've become really good at is to become a great manifester. So a lot of the goals and dreams that I've put out to the universe and to the world and to my vision boards, I'm that nerd, have really come to have become into something tangible in real life. And so I'd just love to share with you guys a couple of things that have really helped me, because I know this is the beginning of the year. We're all excited, we're all motivated to hit bigger goals, right? And so what I see that people often do that's really harmful is that anytime you have a goal, what's the first question that you ask yourselves? Like, let's say you want to hit over $100,000 this year in commissions.
How?
Why?
Some of you ask why. That's right. Some of you ask yourselves, why do I want to achieve this goal? What's another question that you usually go to?
How?
How? That's usually where people default to. So you'll say, I want to make $500,000. I want to make $100,000. Everyone's in different places, right? And whatever that is for you, you go to how. But the brain, although it defaults to that, it's the wrong question for you to ask yourself. So the very first question that you have to ask yourself is what? Because you have to be clear with your vision, you have to be clear with where you're going. So what do you actually want? And then you take it from this into the physical world, whatever works for you. And guys, I'm a self-development freak. I'm that nerd, like I mentioned. I've learned from the masters, like Tony Robbins has been a huge mentor for me, and I'm telling you this formula works. So ask yourself what, get clear with that. Then you would go to what Chris said, which is why. Why do you want what you want to achieve? And there has to be a deeper meaning and a deeper purpose. Because on those hard days when you feel like giving up, you're gonna know the why, right? And then the very last step is how. How do you get there? And there's not only one way or two ways or three ways to achieve something. There are multiple ways and strategies on how to get there. This is where we come in. So I didn't start a title company just to be a mediocre, basic customer service place. I wanted to bring something special to the marketplace, and I wanted to disrupt and break this industry. So we're not just the title company that you're going to close with and push paper. Not only do we really redefined that closing experience, but we're here to become your partners in helping you grow. So I'd love to schedule something with Maggie, because Tristan and Carla, real quick, I'll have you guys stand. So these are my reps, and they've started to reach out to you so you can understand what we're doing that's helping you actually build your business. It's a part of the how. And so I know that Scott took their top 50 class, and he came back and he went out to Drew and said, we need to have this at one of our meetings, because we want to help you get 8 other transactions in the door. So we're here as your partners. We're here committed to help you build, and you'll hear more from us, but we'd love to come and teach that to you, because it's extraordinary. And also, I know Intercap's here, and this is super helpful for you guys as well. So we're just here to help serve, and more to come. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Last week we made an announcement that we're going to be doing a Davis-Weber County office sometime middle of summer. So if you live up in Davis-Weber North, we're going to have a meeting immediately after this meeting downstairs in the kitchen, kind of see who's there and kind of get momentum and everything like that. So if you're taking leads up there and you live up there. So Lena, why don't you come up? I got a text from her the other day. You know, I think so many times we are are in real estate and we're selling homes and we really don't know somebody else's story, when I got her text, I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday, I looked at them. I was on the couch, my wife looked at me, and I was beginning to cry. Because I think sometimes we get so busy in this business that we kind of miss out on what has happened in someone's life. And I just thought, I was like, man, we got to hear this. So I won't say anything else. It's all yours.
Thank you. Let me unlock my phone because I took notes so I don't forget what I'm talking about. Jack asked me to get up here and share my story, and I'll admit I was a bit hesitant because my story is not an easy one. But it is a story of hope, resilience, and community, and for that I wanted to share. From the time I was born until I was about 16, I lived in 20 different homes. I never stayed in one place long enough to feel like I truly belonged somewhere. At 16 years old, I ran away from the foster care system. At 17, I was lucky enough to graduate high school with honors and emancipate myself. But life doesn't just hand you stability when you've never had it before. So at 19 years old, I found myself living in my car with my 1-year-old daughter. Too scared to ask for help for fear that she would have to have the foster care experience too. At 22, Lucy and I had to stay in a domestic violence shelter, soon followed by low-income housing. At 24, I joined the Perry group, and little did I know that that was going to change my life forever. Because now today at 25 years old, I get to stand in front of you guys and say that I am a homeowner.
You know, I wanted her to share the story because we see each other around here, and I don't know about you. Like, I was like, man, my life's been easy. And I cannot thank you enough for sharing your life with us. And I know because of you, each of us are going to be a lot better of a person. And I can't, this is what the Perry Group is all about. Each one of you, what has happened in your life, and I believe you're on this team for a reason. Not only to sell homes, but to make a difference in other people's lives. I cannot thank you enough, like I said a second ago. And I just, I'm really excited what's going to happen this year and the years to come in your life. We love you, we appreciate you, and I cannot thank you enough. Michael, it's all yours. Hey, I heard the statistic from Tom Ferry the other day. The average person, you have to have 5 to 12 conversations with someone to get them to buy or sell a home. So just remember that we're in the long game, that sometimes we have clients that take an awful long time, and then some clients are really quick. So just remember, as you're meeting with Zillow people, you're meeting with people, remember, we're in the long haul, and we change lives.
Hi, everybody. Don't know how to follow that. It's a tough one. Okay, little funnier manner. Our non-compete ends today with our rival. Does anybody get that joke?
Yes. Yep.
For real though, I will always be someone who believes in putting people in a better solution, and I think we are the best in the state at what we do. There's been some weird, and Drew is probably not want me to say this at all, but there's some like weird non-compete stuff that we've dealt with a team at Real Broker Utah Life who they just left this morning, if you don't know what I'm talking about. But as I've said in the past, we're open for business. So if people have ever talked to you about transferring over, Jake, but it's something we've always been like, we'll welcome them in our door, but we're gonna kind of be quiet about it, and we're not gonna be public, but now we can, if you have friends on that team, go recruit them. Cheers, Cole.
Where's your helicopter?
Yeah, I know, sorry I don't have a helicopter, Trevor. Thanks for joining. Very good though. Trevor's from Utah Life. Okay, I'm a very petty human, if you didn't figure that out, it's the first time hearing me speak. But what's the market doing today? I want a little feedback. How do people feel the market is? And then I'll give some stats on what it actually is. We're throwing around contracts a lot more than I am, so I would love people's feedback on what they feel.
There feels like there's options.
Options?
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like a lot of homes that were sitting are going under contracts the last week, or at least just the ones that my clients are interested in.
Yeah. What price bracket? What do you feel like you're talking about?
400s.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
100%. Let's go through this piece by piece. I want feedback on 5 to 700 in Salt Lake County.
It's longer than sub 5. Got more
Yep.
options.
So it's longer.
Not as many multiple offers.
Not as many multiple offers.
Yeah. Options in that price point, sub 500, multiple offers.
Yep.
Yeah, every time.
Okay, 700 to $1 million.
Which one do you want and why?
Sat on the market for a long time, but going under contract pretty quick.
Yep.
Now, like,
If it's done right and it's presentable, they're going quick.
Yeah.
At that price point.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. 100%.
Not a lot of options though.
not
Yeah.
a lot of offers on them, no, yeah.
So there's and then the last question I'm going to ask Scott, I'm going to ask you. Luxury, multi-million-dollar. What do you feel is happening? Salt Lake County.
I think as soon as you see the first price reduction, they're going quick. But I think they start a little bit too high, and then as soon as you see that first like decent price reduction, then I feel like they're going a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my trigger. Looking at properties.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll just tell a couple quick stories that I think give some insight. Obviously, this is on the higher end of the spectrum, but Lakeline sold to a new human. But the story on that, that sat on the market at 265 for about 101 days. We got a really good offer, and then within about 24 hours later, we never got it in paper because it was like, hey, I'm sending it the second this contract falls out. But I think that's a story to tell your buyers. Like, that was a house that on average maybe got a week, 1 to 2 showings a week. Sometimes would go a week to 2 without showings. So there was nothing that you as a buyer's agent could indicate urgency. But I think that that's a story I would tell clients, that it's like, hey, you really, really never know. There was a house on the market, like if I were you, you would say there was a house on the market, high price range, sat for over 100 days, and then basically got multiple offers. There's no reason behind it. It wasn't the new year. That just happens in real estate. And if you can tell stories like that, it comes across way less pushy than, oh yeah, I think you should offer, like, don't wait, you never know what's gonna happen. You wanna give these people real life examples. Okay, how many homes are active right now?
9,200.
Great answer. 9,200, it's 9288. That probably will change any second, any day. How many are active in Salt Lake County? Okay. And the reason I say this is like to speak with education to your clients. This is like, nobody cares there's 2,100 active homes, but I think you'll care on what I'm gonna say after. So there's 2,100 active units in Salt Lake County, and there's 1,023 under contract. That's 2 months of inventory. 3 months ago, we were at 3 months of inventory. So what does that mean? Market's heating up mixed with seasonal inventory. Inventory always goes down. It typically goes down quicker than it does right now. I think we're in that interest rate. What are interest rates today? I say 6, 7, 6. What are interest rates?
6.75.
Intercap. I get a firm answer. Intercap. Okay, thank you, Matt. Okay, rates are 7. I think what we see internally when rates hover, this is just, I'm speaking on behalf of Perry Group, when rates are high 6s or 7, I think we experience excitement again in the market. You get like the 7.25, 7.5. It's really tough on these buyers. So I think just for now, like, yes, 7 feels high, especially if you've been in it since the pandemic. But just know, like internally, high 6s, 7, we start to feel it from an under contract piece. I think that's the last thing I'll say about inventory is it is going to start to go up quickly across the country. I think everyone is experiencing the same thing. So when you hear me saying inventory went from about high 2s to basically 2 months, I think everyone would collectively think, oh, that's really good for the real estate market. No, that is just normal for what's happening. If interest rates, and Scott, I'm going to call on you so I don't sit here awkwardly. Sure. If interest rates go to 7.25, and we were at about 6,000 active homes last year around this time, 7, what do you see happening to the market in 6 months?
Man, I could almost, you might disagree, I might almost think that inventory goes down because if you're selling, most likely you're needing to buy, and it's just that much, when you have that much gap of current, there's some stat that some crazy high, 60-70% of people have an interest rate under like 4. Yeah. It's really hard to jump from that like 3, 3.5, 4 to a 7.25. So I almost feel like you have less motivation to sell out. You're still gonna have those people that have to sell, but I just feel like inventory might actually be stagnant if you have high interest rates because it's harder for people to sell because they know they have to buy.
Yeah, so interesting take. I happen to take a slightly different take. I'm not even going to talk about my take because I think what Scott just said was super educated. I think the whole point of asking that or coming up with your own, it really doesn't matter what happens in the marketplace, but it is important, and Chris, Maggie, everybody trains on it. If you get asked a question, you need to know an answer to that question, just how Scott answered that. So my piece of encouragement to you is understand the market, but I think more importantly than anything, like we are in sales after all. Come up with an opinion that you feel is honest, and then talk about that opinion with education. Thanks everybody.
Utah Live.
Thanks, Mike. I think everybody thinks I'm the dad around here. I'd make you go move your cars, and then Michael's like, Drew doesn't want me to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah. Okay, I have my own little market update, and then I have a topic that I just want to talk about with everybody. So I was talking to the CEO of a really large lender in the state last week, and he told me that the Perry Group are the only people selling homes right now. Yeah. I don't know if that's quite accurate, but we are selling a lot of homes, and disproportionate to the market, disproportionate to other teams. So I want you guys to use that when you're doing listing appointments, when you're doing buyer consults. Realize the power of the team that you're on. His take was, he said, I know a lot of small builders that are really struggling, and they have relatives listing their stuff, and they have some individual agent listing their stuff, and their product just isn't moving. He told me, he said, I've never directed anyone to a specific agent or a specific team, but I'm starting to do that now to the Perry Group because you guys know what you're doing. You know how to market it, you know how to sell stuff, you are selling stuff, you're proving it. So he was having some meetings and he said, I'm gonna tell these people they need to fire their agent and call you and set up a meeting with you guys so some of your agents can go sell their homes for them. So use that. We are, as of this morning, I think we were at 102 accepted contracts. 103 accepted contracts so far this month. Jack did a weather update the other day. It was 155. I think have you done it lately? No, but it's still trending. Yeah, it's been a good few days. So use that though. 150 contracts a month is what our team's writing. There's not another team out there that can say that. So when you go into a listing appointment, if you're new, if you don't have a ton of experience, use those stats. And those stats are on TPG Stats. The dashboard is there for you. You can go pull that up anytime. So use that. And I think we can also get you, and you guys can find it as well. We can drill those stats down to areas, to zip codes. Like we can get you more stuff. So if you ever are just in a spot where you're like, I'm going to a listing appointment here, how many homes did we sell in that zip code last year? We can show you how to access that information. So use that stuff, especially if you don't have firsthand experience. If you're walking into somewhere that you don't normally go, use the team, and it matters. And like I said, CEO of one of the biggest lenders in the state basically said, you guys are the only people that know what you're doing right now, so I'm just gonna start telling these people that they need to call you, okay? Okay, I have this is like another dad topic, so now I'm all self-conscious. So we just had a situation where one of our agents was uncomfortable recently. They got a call, they looked the person up, the person had a pretty good rap sheet of things that they would not want to be affiliated with, and they would not want to interact with that person. There are horror stories, you guys have heard them, of things that happen to realtors when you show homes. I think our team, candidly, like we show homes to a lot of people we've never met. If all you're doing is SOI, you're probably pretty safe when you show that person a home. But there are some creeps in this world. So I want to talk about a few things, and there's a few things that we did when I was at Edge, and just a few kind of key things. And this is for the men in the room, but mostly the women. So I'm going to talk to you like you're my sister, okay? There is not a sale that is worth your safety. So this is like the situation. They were like, yeah, it was like it was a $200,000 lead. We shouldn't it wasn't worth it. I don't care if it's $2 million. It's not worth it. So if you're uncomfortable from phone interactions, text interactions, social media interactions, I don't want the sale. Feel free to refer it to someone that is more comfortable. Please give them the history. Don't just be like, hey, you're creeping me out, call Randy. I'm like, Randy, I got a lead. Can I have a 50% referral if you survive? Tell them the story, but if you're a woman in the room and you're uncomfortable, take a man with you. Refer it to a man if you need to. But if you are just not comfortable and it's not a good situation, please just walk away from it. And if it is what I would appreciate as a leader on the team, please post the individual's information in Slack. There's no HIPAA violation there. You can actually just name them and say, I got a call from a guy, this was his name, this is what he did. Everyone be aware, if you get a call, I would call me for some information on what happened, okay? If you are in a home and you're showing the home with someone and you're not comfortable, I have some rules. Keep the person in front of you. Don't let them walk behind you. Don't worry about showing every piece of the house. If you're not comfortable, don't show the basement. Certainly don't show a crawl space. Don't show the backyard. Don't go in a bathroom. Just keep the person in front of you. We talk about how to properly show a home. Chris talks about the first visit, all of that. Stand in the front. Stand by the door. Let them go look. They can go look, they can come back, okay? That's rule number one. Rule number two, if you get in a spot and you're super, super uncomfortable, I want to post it on Slack. At the channel, and there's a few things you can do. You can say, hey, I'm at this address or I'm at this listing. I need some help. Can somebody come over here? And if someone's close, please go. Okay? If you're super uncomfortable, post on Slack. One, if you can't call the police yourself, post on Slack, I'm at this address, will someone call the police? Okay? Whoever sees it first, call the police. Send them. No other information is needed, the police will show up. Let's see, if you're in a spot where you can't get on the phone, you feel like the person is looking over your shoulder and you can't text something like that or post something like that on Slack. We did this at Edge, we really hardly ever had to use it. Simply post in Slack on the channel, I'm at this address, can someone bring me the blank file? Any color, doesn't matter. Red file, can someone bring me the black file? I'm at this address. That to all of us is going to mean send the police, okay? So any file color, please don't comment and be like, what file is it? I'm at the office. I'm at the office, I don't see a red one. There's like, I can bring you a virus guide, okay? That's just a code word. You shouldn't have to use that. Texting's pretty easy, but if you're just in a weird spot and they like they took your phone and all you have is your computer and you need to just post something, that will be a code word for us. And we will see it, we will call. Number one rule, those are all like, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm not super uncomfortable. Number one rule, leave. I don't care if the house gets locked up. I don't care if the person's still there. I don't care if the lights get turned off. Leave, okay? So, a lot of ways you can do this. Make an excuse. Hey, I gotta run out to the car and grab a buyer's guide for you. I'll be right back. Run out to your car and never come back, okay? Don't lock it up, take the key with you. Leave, call the listing agent when you leave. Say, hey, I had a really bad situation. That my client is still in the house. I left, I have the key. I will bring the key back eventually, but not anytime soon. And you can bring the key back with someone. You can meet the listing agent and hand them the key somewhere else. I don't care. As I said, there's not a sale that is more important than your safety. So, number one rule, beyond all of the post in Slack, text, whatever, don't let them get behind you, keep them in front of you, all of that stuff. Just get out of the house, okay? Don't lock it up, don't turn the lights off, make some excuse that you gotta step outside for a phone call real quick and just get in your car and go, okay? Any questions? I don't think we've had any super, yeah, one sec. I don't think we've had any super scary ones. We just had a client that our agent was uncomfortable if they had gone to a showing with this individual that it wouldn't have been a safe situation. And they were glad that they did a little research first. So, Johnny?
I think it's important on a first time showing, if you haven't met the people, leave that front door open. Don't feel like you have to worry about the seller's energy bill. So people can hear you outside the house if something were to happen in the house. And then, you don't have to open that door if you are in the fight or flight mode and have to bell shut.
Yep. We used to have panic buttons in our model homes under the desks that were from Vivint. Travis is looking at me. We didn't tell you where they were. We figured you'd figure it out on your own. You've got brothers. Somebody would show up with a gun. No, we used to have panic buttons through Vivint that literally if you push the button, the cop showed up. That was it. There was nothing else to it. So leave the door open. Literally, like if you open the door and the person freaks you out, just be like, hey, come on in, take a look. I got to grab something real quick and just leave. I don't care. Truly, like if I get a call from that buyer and they're like, your agent was really rude, she just left. And they're like, yeah, well, you're a creep. So, but please communicate with each other on this. Like I said, we meet with a lot of people. I think the pattern, and we saw this a little bit at Edge, like we would have people at times that would go like look at headshots of our agents on websites and then they would pick which agent they wanted to work with and then they would creep that person out. So they would try to find specific people in model homes. They'd come into other model homes and say, hey, where is so-and-so working today? Like things happen in this industry and in the world, frankly. I don't want that to happen here. So please communicate. If you have any kind of uncomfortable situation, you can reach out to me afterwards as well. But I would love for it to be posted on Slack with the person's name and phone number so that it doesn't just travel through the team and you guys are like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to be that person. Please just post it so we know. Yeah, Chris.
So the one thing on Zillow too is if you get a direct call, and I mean this lovingly, if you get a direct call where it wasn't just routed to a random person and you are not in the top 3 or 4 on reviews or sales on our team, it's too good to be true, more than likely. Like, I would be very wary of that. If you've done 2 deals.
I would take it as a compliment myself.
I got a face.
It never happens.
Then more than likely, unless you have something really particular in your bio, like Wade, for example, it's like I played D1, so he's got called because it was a baseball player calling him. If it wasn't like that, I would say they more than likely called you because of how you look. Now, do what you want with that, but I would be wary of that.
Are you just jealous because people think
This jacket doesn't make
Only call Chris instead.
Send him to call me.
Okay, if you guys ever have a situation, I'm available for it, but I don't want to be the guy that missed the phone call when you were in an uncomfortable one. So please post it on Slack at the channel. Do everything you need to do. We will make sure cops show up. We'll make sure one of our agents that's in the area shows up. We'll make sure someone shows up and takes care of you. So those are just kind of my general guidelines. If you guys have stuff to add, please throw it in Slack and we'll continue the conversation. But again, I don't care if it's a $6 million house and you're not comfortable, get out of there. We'll figure it out afterwards, okay?
Yep.
Cool.
Thanks, Drew. Let me just add something to it. I've done a lot of open houses in my lifetime, and sometimes people ask you to go, they have a question about downstairs. I felt completely safe, but I never went downstairs. Like, I would say to them, hey, I have to stand up front because people are coming in the house. So just say something like that, then you protect yourself, and then when somebody else goes down there, you go down there with them. Kind of makes sense? And then also, what Drew said, if you're hesitant to go before you get the house, let someone else on the team know, or having them come with you is another good thing to do. Okay, Jaden, why don't you come? And then we next boys next.
Guess who's back?
Jaden's back!
Hello, I am back from the grave. I've been sick and also got a puppy. If you hear me coughing, you're not gonna get sick. I have a sinus infection, so we're good. Content, though. So those who have not been doing content recently since things have switched, I'm just gonna kind of give you a rundown. We're doing it a little bit differently though. So it's harder to give you an exact outline of what we're doing because it's more up to what you choose to do, what fits your personality. But, sorry, my nose. We are doing we do a couple videos on that are like a podcast style. So you'll sit down with another agent and just chat about whatever topic. I always give you 5 different options. So today we've got the 2025 housing market, what buyers and sellers should expect, 5 questions to ask before choosing a real estate agent, benefits of buying versus renting in Utah right now, how to win a multiple offer situation as a buyer, and biggest mistakes sellers make when pricing their home. And then we do like a more fun trending video. One that we're doing today is kind of like Jeff does. You've seen it showing, favorite local Utah neighborhood and why. If you weren't a real estate agent, what would you be doing? What's a feature in your dream home? And what's one thing you always keep in your car for work? So anything like that, but if you have a different thing that you want to talk about, feel free. Open to feedback, but I just throw some things together if I don't have any feedback, so that's what we're doing. But very fun. You don't have to film every single video either, so if there's only one thing you want to hit on or that you're interested in, just come film the one and then in and out. So yeah.
So when and where?
Right after team meeting, well, after the Davis Weaver thing, so 12:10ish, and then we start in this room right here. Jordan, you want to raise your hand? I don't know if you can see him, but we're gonna be in with Jordan.
Sweet.
Amazing.
I have one more thing. Safety. I don't know if it's still a feature, but iOS, last I checked, if you spam your power button 5 times, I think, it'll automatically call the police. It's easy enough if you're in a showing to just be like, yeah, on Ring Road, yeah, I mean, I've seen some comps. I pulled the comps for Ring Road. Farmington's a really competitive area. Like, drop things like that so that you're not directly talking to the police, but they can figure out where the hell you are. Not that hard to drop hints, but that's another thing. If you can't get on your phone, hit your power button a bunch of times.
Love it.
Good.
Love it.
Hi guys, we're excited to be here. We just want to talk about a couple things that we see. In new construction, we're in a micro market where all we do is sell new construction and specifically our homes. So we wanted to go over a couple of things that we've started noticing in the last couple of weeks. Number one, over the weekend, we had 70 offers come in, which is a lot. It was a busy weekend. A couple of those are multiple offers, but for the most part, they're all new offers, people wanting to buy houses. So we're seeing a ton of more offers than we have been, which is exciting. The interesting thing too is that's not just associated with our quick move-in incentives, that is also built. So people that are confident in the market enough to go under contract on a 6 to 8 month build, they're still going under contract. One other thing that we've noticed, typically our represented rate with our buyers, it hovers right around 95%. Right now we're about just under 80%, which is really intriguing to me because usually we're very consistent with about 95%. What that means for you guys, what I think is exciting, is there's a lot of opportunity for people that are not represented, that need representation, that as a buyer's agent, I think they should be represented because they could probably get a little better deal or they could understand things a little bit better. So reach out to your SOI, the people that are going unrepresented, make sure they know who you are.
Scott, that number, according to the ChemC Gardner Institute, 72% of homes in Utah have less than a 4% mortgage rate. People are locked in. People are not moving. They also have about 53% equity. So get with Carlos. He said he's the HELOC specialist. Is that the term? No, but we don't see an increase in inventory coming. If you look at permits pulled since 95, they've been pretty consistent, about 21,000 annually. It jumped up a ton in 2022 to 39,000. It's dropped 40% since then. So we're on track to build about 22,000 homes across the state, with about 11,000 here in Salt Lake and Utah counties. So I personally don't see inventory going up, but we do still plan on building 1,600 homes at Edge. So give us a call. We want to work with you guys. Love you guys. Cool.
To that point, I don't know if anybody doesn't follow Scott, but Scott, can you share those numbers that you shared?
What?
That post that you shared on your story of there were 3 recent comps. 2 of them were from TPG agents. One was not, and I don't know the exact numbers, but the ones that have TPG agents got substantially better deals on the exact same house as the other.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Run us through generally what those numbers sounded like.
So there's a, all right. There's only one.
Thanks, guys.
We will finish the next 60 seconds to work. I was looking at comps. There's only one community in all of Salt Lake County that had 1-bedroom townhomes that were new construction. There's only one community, and it's near Capitol Hill. There's been 3 sold, 1 actively listed, and I was just kind of looking at the history of those. 2 of them were represented on the buyer side by a Prairie Group agent, which I thought was kind of funny. Like literally 66% of all 1-bedroom new construction townhomes in the entire county have been represented by someone on this team. It was Spencer and Tatum. And the 3rd sale was an unrepresented buyer who paid significantly more for the exact same, like they were all the exact same condos with no concessions. So I just found that very interesting. So good job. I will end on that.
Love that.
Thanks, Scott. Okay, let me end with some very exciting news. Last January, we had 106 under contract for the month. That was our 9th best under contract month of the year. Got it? So January is typically your slowest month. So today we're at 103, on pace to basically hit 155, which will be our best month ever. So what I'm saying is, even though it's freezing cold outside, the inventory is high or low, to us, the market is heating up. I mean, think about that. We're on pace for about 155 under contract. Unbelievable. So we keep on doing what you're doing. We end every meeting by this. I know it drives some of you crazy. Everyone stand up. No, it's not a stand up. You cannot leave until you talk to 2 people you have never met before. So talk to a couple people before you leave. Davis, Weber County, meet downstairs in a minute.
for clients that aren't actively transacting, but you know what I mean, like as a follow-up thing. But
I just have spreadsheets and then I just work with the agent once or every other week. Like, hey,
here's the update on this, and like so you're probably already doing it.
It's me always.
Yep.
So if it doesn't matter, then I don't want any more.
No, I don't really think. I mean,
I walked in, I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't think that you need to. Maybe, but you're primarily in Daybreak, right? So maybe since your guys' team is so small, it's like a perfect test lab for this kind of stuff. So if you have any ideas, that would be perfect to apply it. Exactly. And then once it works, we can go on and you know what I mean? But yeah, no.
But then I didn't realize he didn't know that he used the buyer's title, which is totally fine.
Honestly, like the only thing I ever so he was stressing to me, like, you're asking me for the title company. And I'm like, I'm like, nobody should have cared. He's like, I know me too. I just told him whoever that was. And he's like, but I'm too. And I'm like, see, that's fine. It would be so nice to start that. It would be amazing. In our new agent total for Utah County ads up here, I think we have 53 agents in our Slack. So there's me, Erica is in Utah County. She is the Utah County agent, and then yeah, cute, funny. I don't see him anymore either. So he splits the Salt Lake agents with me right now. Yeah, and I sold almost $1 million last year. Oh my god! Yeah. And I have 2 kids. And I got engaged last year. Yeah. Yeah, I have one will be 18 in March. I have a 12-year-old who plays competitive baseball. And I do all my feet. Yes. Wow! Yeah. Wow. Yes. So I'm very busy and like 100,000 miles per hour all the time. Yeah, totally. To these like our team meeting, everybody's here Tuesdays. Tuesdays we get here at 9. So even if you wanted to do something Tuesday before our team meeting, we just have a 9 o'clock and then we have a 10 o'clock training and then we have an 11 o'clock training on Tuesdays. So maybe any other day that's okay.
Just let us know what day would work best for you, and then we'll figure out.
Yeah.
If you give us a couple options, like these days are great, these times, and then we can.
No, I think that would be great.
I'll put it in a group message.
I've learned how to just like focus in and they know I'm like, yeah, no, totally. I'm one of those people like my plate is always full and like spilling off the side and then I'm like, I'm stressed but I'm also like feel like I don't do anything so I get scared.
It's the only reason I'm here.
And my peanut butter is Jessica, and she looks very similar to you, but I know you're not Jessica, so I'll just don't remember your face. We are getting married in October. Yeah. How are you?
Worst day of my real estate career yesterday.
No!
Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you. This is
It's so weird. Like, it's hard to take it. I always like have to give it back.
Yeah. And I've heard that, like, no, just receive it. And that's
It is.
Not near one since Tristan. Is this supposed to still be recording?
Hey, Emily.